Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is U2CANB. Great. So this is the Basketball Wives season 10 episode 5 review, and this season is already bringing the mess and bringing the tea and bringing everything. It's already super late over here. I'm tired. I got to get ready to work, but I'm going to do this review before going to bed. So before I get started, we see that Nothing and No One, aka Nia and Noria, which I consider to be not even friends of the show. They're like the Real Housewives extras that don't have a peach, that just want to get scenes. They're on social media going off and running their mouth, and they did not do as much of this during the season. I just see them making faces like we just saw Nia doing, or Noria doing, whichever one she is. Hell, I confuse both of them. They look the same to me. During Brandy's little taste tester thing for her food cookbook that I'm going to talk about later. But on the behind the scenes tea, it looks like there were a lot of arguments that happened in Angel and Rockstar's gender reveal party, and that apparently Rockstar did show himself, the real Rockstar that we know from Love and Hip Hop, that talks to females the same way he talks to dudes. I mean, Rockstar is real hood. Okay, he was willing to fight A1 within instance on the show for something that had to do with Lyrica in the past. He was over there trying to air out the other girl that couldn't sing the way that he did it, messy, just wanted their money and stuff like that. On top of that, Rockstar has a way of involving himself in situations. He was trying to fight Akbar for Tiara. Rockstar has shown that he doesn't talk to women with respect. We already see that how he showed it with how he interacted with the Angel when Angel was trying to express herself. He does not care. He's like, I don't care if you talk to me silently or if you talk to me peacefully. If I'm pissed off, this is what you're gonna get. So apparently there was an argument that ensued between Nia, Nothing, and No One, whatever, with Rockstar regarding her post on Instagram, making a joke saying, this is the first time I'll have an out of wedlock baby shower food or whatever, or gender reveal food, whatever she put on there word for word. It was insulting, or it was kind of judgmental. So they didn't show the clip where Rockstar was actually disrespecting this woman to the T, because obviously it will garner some certain feelings if people were to see it. So they removed that. And apparently the argument between Brooke and Nia was a lot more than what we didn't see. We just didn't see it. So now you have Nothing and No One online now messaging. First of all, one of them had the nerve to clown Brooke, Brandy's food. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you say that her food was disgusting while you were in her face? Why did you wait to get on here? You're like a Twitter thug or like a friggin' Instagram thug or whatever, posting all this, talking all the crap you want to talk about, but when you were in their face, you didn't say anything. Then she lets us know that the reason why things are the way that they are is because when this episodes or these scenes were being filmed, Malaysia is now, like I said, in the same position that Brandy was when Brandy was in the show prior, where she was being ousted. And it seems like Nothing and No One chose to now align with Malaysia from the previous season when OG was the girl, and OG and Jennifer, or OG was the one of the bus. Before it was Jennifer. Everybody was against Jennifer. Then it's now everybody's against, or first everybody was against Cece. Then it's now everybody's against Jennifer. Then it was everybody against OG. Now everybody's against Malaysia. And Nothing and No One aligned themselves with Malaysia. So she had the nerve to go online and say, they're like bullying us. They're like bullying us. Girl, don't complain. Don't complain, because there's a saying, what goes around comes around. When OG was being bullied and being attacked and being ganged up on and being ousted and being treated like her feelings are not validated or what she's experiencing is not legitimate, and they were trying to spin this whole narrative to make us all think that what we're seeing wasn't what we're really seeing, you came there and put up this whole front that you were actually trying to do something genuine and be kind to her, only to now flip and join the winning team because you wanted to keep the check going. Then you stuck with Malaysia. Malaysia has been a consistent person on the show. And y'all thought that she would be consistent on the show, not knowing that Shawnee and Evelyn were going to remove themselves because Evelyn embarrassed herself as usual on the series. So here we are. You got yourself on the show. You aligned yourself with the wrong person, and now you're now experiencing what OG experienced, but you're on the receiving end of it. And now you're going to go online and say, well, we experienced is bullying. What you were the bully at some point in the line. This is what it is. This is like the Mean Girls. Tammy said it's the Mean Girls. You're having a moment, girl. Enjoy your moment. Don't whine online. Enjoy your moment. Enjoy it. Love every bit of it, because when you were doing this to somebody else, you didn't care. So stop whining. Deal with it. Love it. Enjoy it, okay? So then we get to this review. We got Jennifer letting us know that she's now starting her own hairline company called Redefine. And she now had Brooke to come and support by taking photos, auditioning her hair. She lets us know that she's now having it good with Jelani, the guy that she met at Buffy's meat market, and that they're going to be continuing dating, and that she really thinks this guy is a catch because, of course, his watch was real. And since gold digging is what she does best, she wants to really continue this relationship with him, and she sees them going on the second date. And Brooke is excited because she's the one who actually picked Jelani to come to the meat market in the first place. Then we got Brandy now meeting up with her little brother Shakespeare. Whoever came up with these names are hilarious. You might as well name the next kid, you know, Romeo and Juliet or something. But anyway, he starts visiting what looks like an office. Where Brandy is staying, it didn't look like it was her property or her home. It looked like it was an office. So the brother comes in and they're discussing their father's death, Wolf, and Brandy uses that as an opening to say, hey, you know, my father loved my cooking so much. Not that my condolences to her, you know, losing a father is very, very, very hurtful. I'm not saying that that's not painful. I'm saying that she used this as a plug to plug in her cookbook. Say, my dad had all these favorite recipes of what I was gonna make and everything I enjoyed, so why don't I make some of his food and then have people come and taste it to basically let them give me like a judgment. Do you like it? Was my father just telling me the truth, telling me whatever he wanted to tell me because he's my dad, or is this really like good enough for me to make a cookbook out of? So that was a discussion essentially. Then we get Duffy, Jackie, and British meeting up for hookah. And they're discussing Rock and Angel's gender reveal party and how we all thought that when Rock made the statement, you know, from promise ring to wedding ring, we all thought that he was actually going to propose. But this fool had enough to give her a fourth promise ring. I'm in the same boat with Duffy on this one. Pack up all that promise ring that you didn't give her, take it to the ring people, have them just sit there. The blacksmiths can just melt that thing down and rebuild it back up into one ring that you can come get on your knees and propose to me, because I'm pregnant with your child anyway. But they're discussing it, and I absolutely hate seeing season 1 Jackie on this episode. Season 1 Jackie, messy. Season 1 Jackie came back. Jackie is hella messy, and for her being 60-something years old around younger girls trying desperately to fit in and to keep her check. I thought you said Doug made that money, that coach money, but you're sure doing everything you can to stay on the show, even if it's behaving completely younger than your actual age. She's doing her whole facade of, I've been married for 26 years, so if I can do something to help somebody, I can. They didn't ask for your help, and you were not a licensed therapist. While you're sitting up here having a conversation and Duffy's just expressing to you, because Duffy is also running her mouth, she is, that she thinks that Angel and Rock are not happy. First of all, Angel and Rock had a fight. They had a moment of weakness, and they had a fight on the way to your house. So of course it's still fresh in their mind. So they're gonna express it to you. You cannot take certain incidences and then go and generalize and say that this couple is not happy, because every couple goes through its trials and tribulations. Hell, I almost walked out of my husband yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody goes through trials, but it's not your place when you're not in the household to actually see how things are operating in real life, because clearly Angel is still with him for a reason. If it was somewhere where she was unhappy or she just didn't want to be there, she has a choice. This is America. You don't have to be with somebody when you don't want to be with them. So for her to now spread that to Jackie for all people, Jackie's going to use that and run with it and use that as, oh, I have another storyline to pick up. Because this is what happened in season 1. She did this whole messy stuff that she's been running around putting bugs in people's ears, and then turned around and said, I was just trying to help. I don't know why they're mad at me. I was just trying to help. You're trying to assassinate my character. That nonsense that she always does. So she's now saying, oh, they're not happy? I'm going to go because I have 26 years of marriage experience, and I'm going to go and insert myself in somebody else's personal business when I wasn't even invited or asked to even insert myself in it. But it's all for their own good. That is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. As old as you are, you know better. And stop lying to us. We know what you're doing. You're messy. So the next thing, we got Jelani and his dog Ghost and Jennifer meeting up at a park that likes, you know, that accepts dogs. They're walking, they're talking. The dog is drooling all over the place. Jennifer's looking at everything he has on to make sure the money's there. She's talking to him about his business, talking to him about her dog and how she's now recovering slowly from Gia, her dog, passing away. Then he gets up and they're about to give him a hug to say goodbye. He does this thing where he steals a kiss. And I'm like, I don't care about him stealing a kiss, but smell your upper lip after you're done kissing Jennifer. Make sure it's still there, because we don't know what kind of acid stuff that's coming out of her mouth, because from what we hear about her dragon breath, you got to be careful. Maybe your lips are going to melt on your way home. But kiss her and make sure everything's still good. I hate that I talk about Jennifer like I do, but Jennifer just irks me. As beautiful as she is, and I feel like she has so much potential and she could really be good, it's just when she opens her mouth and says some dumb stuff. I'm a Virgo, so when somebody kisses me like that, it turns me off. Or is your watch real? Or how much money does he have? Deep pockets. It's just such a turn off as a person to look at her personality and think that everything that matters to her is surface. So I just make fun of her because it's just surface. So Jelani stole this kiss, which he thought was romantic and she thought was weird. And she, who thought it was weird, wouldn't take 2 seconds to go and spread it around to let people know that he kissed her and she wasn't ready. Then we got Jackie Messy going to going to see Rock and Angel. She's going there under the pretense that she wants to help and that she's just being herself. But while she's there, she mentions Duffy's name. She could have gone in there and said, you know what, Angel, I wanted to see if you're okay. How are things going? How's your pregnancy going? Are you okay? Do you feel like you're where you're at supposed to be? How are you guys doing as a couple? No. She went in there and said, Duffy told me y'all weren't happy. That's exactly what this have said. If Angel was on the receiving end of that, she obviously is going to be defensive. Like, first of all, why is Duffy talking about my relationship to you when I talked to her in private about what was going on when I was having a weak moment, number one. Number two, who are you to come into my house in front of my man and start basically throwing me in the bus, acting like I'm over here just running my mouth in the wrong place or causing drama? And then on top of that, my man has a temper. Rockstar didn't even think 2 seconds, didn't even analyze the situation. He goes off. And in his anger, he lets us know that there's a lot of stuff about Duffy's wholeness that he's going to want to spill to us that's going to make her man leave her. Do I think that Rockstar can say anything that would make her husband leave her or her boyfriend leave her, whoever the heck it is to her? No, I think that if he leaves her, it's going to be because there's other issues, not because of his mouth. However, just airing her out as a hoe is also not a good look either. So Angel's trying to keep her calm. Jackie's now sitting up there like, ooh, did I speak too much? Did I say too soon? Because now I'm looking at this. I'm not in the business of breaking relationships, but you're not supposed to be in the business of interfering in relationships either. You're too old and you know better. So this facade that you're giving that you don't mean when you mean well, nobody's believing that crap but you, but Jackie. Nobody, just you. We the viewers don't believe that you're not trying to be messy. We know you're trying to be messy. Then we have Jelani, Jennifer meeting up with British and British giving her the advice that if she wants to move forward with Jelani, she just needs to give up the poon poon. Great advice for a friend, girl. You be single forever. Then we have Angel going to visit Duffy because now that Jackie has now made it clear that she's now being messy, Angel wants to clarify why Duffy would even go and speak to Jackie on something that she assumed she was having a private conversation with a friend in a time of weakness. Because every relationship has issues. Of course, Duffy's like, you know, when I said it, I didn't say it in the form of her to go and do anything. I was just talking about it out of concern. But why didn't you talk about your relationship out of concern? You act like you never had a fight in your relationship with your man. As much as you travel, as much as you DJing, I'm sure you've had several fights. Did nobody say you were unhappy because of them? And then on top of that, Angel is pregnant and she's probably wondering how circumstances is gonna be. They're not legally married. How's he gonna be as a parent? She hasn't done this in a few years. There's certain facets that are running through her head for you to now pick that one incident and now run with it. So Duffy, you do talk too much, but you ran your mouth to the wrong person. Because Jackie now went straight to her and ran her mouth. So now he's looking some type of way. So now we have this triangular drama creating where we got Angel mad at Duffy and Jackie's behavior. Jackie now pretending like nothing is wrong. And then now, Rock mad at Duffy for something that he wasn't even privy to see how Duffy elaborated it. So he's going to cause a problem too because he's into female problems. So it's just a mess that Jackie has now created and she is the center of it. No cap. Then we have Brandy's big broaded shoulders roasting tilapia in the kitchen because she said that that's her father's favorite dish. She's doing this bell pepper type roasted tilapia situation. Malaysia is of course missing because they're not friends, and Nia has been now in the outs because of what she did with the post. So the clique is now unclicking with her. Angel Brink shows up with her belly to support Brandy. Brooke lets us know that she's doing IVF with her husband because she wants to get their own bundle of joy. And then Noria shows up, and while she's there, she says, "Can I talk to you?" to Angel. Briefly talking about, let's have a discussion because I want to let you know that my sister Nia, that post that she put online that was so embarrassing about her having an out of wedlock gender reveal or baby shower food, it was so rude, and she just wants to know that she's sorry because it was just taken out of context. And Angel's my own spirit. I don't want any apology. I just want her to respect me because what she's doing is coming to my party and then running her mouth. So if she's going to do that, then don't show up. Then we have the rest of the group members coming, and Jackie and her fakeness shows up. Right? So then you got Duffy pulling Jackie to the side because she wants some clarity. What exactly did you say to Angel to make her think that I said that? That you make her think that we don't have a good friendship, or make her think that, you know, we're not good friends or whatever. What exactly did you say? Jackie is not going to go on the defense because it's looking like she's the one that's now being messy as she was. So she's going to go on the defense, try and have this conversation with a pregnant woman right between Brandy's own food thing. So Brandy was like, no, come sit down and try this food first because this is why I got you here. So they all tried the food. It looked good. Jennifer wanted seconds because of how bomb it is. And she said she's a pescatarian. I think that's only fish eaters. But she said that it was a fish. It was tilapia. She was enjoying it and she wanted it more. And that tells people how good that dish may have been. Maybe Brandy is a good cook and she can burn. Am I buying the cookbook? No. It's just not my thing because I can burn too. But it's nice to know that she's doing something that she's passionate about. I just hope that if her father's not really the real reason for her, let her not try to use that as like a selling point to try and get more money out there by leveraging sympathy. So we have them eating. She said she's gonna call it maximum flavor. Jackie now decides to say, well, I can't be fake with people, so I'm gonna say how I feel because I can't just be fake. Yes, you can. You can definitely be fake and be quiet because we don't need to hear anything else from you. But Angel's sitting here pregnant, and then Jackie just starts going off. Duffy told me this. This is what I thought. I was doing this to be nice. I don't know want you guys to assassinate my character because I like you. I like Rock. I like da-da-da-da. She is now at this point screaming at the pregnant woman for something that she started. That is what gaslighting is. Jackie is trying to gaslight, and if gaslight doesn't work, she's going to do what she always does. Deflect. So after she's done doing that, you got Angel who's now feeling overwhelmed, very pregnant. So she's going outside, she's breaking down crying. Brandy goes to console her and gives her a hug, but Duffy also makes an effort to keep apologizing because she didn't realize, now she just realized how far her mouth has gotten her. She talked too much. She does. In the meantime, you got Noria and Nothing and everybody else who's there just sitting inside watching as the pregnant woman is outside crying and not doing nothing. Like, they just don't care. So I'm like, y'all aren't really no friends. Knock it off. But then Brandy comes back and says, you cannot talk to a pregnant woman like that. She's very emotional. You cannot speak to her that way. It's just wrong. You can't do that. And so Jackie's like, but they're assassinating my character. Like, she's a freaking victim. You're not a victim, Jackie. It's your fault. You did this. Then to add insult to injury, then we have Angel now leaving, and now you got Duffy now trying to address the situation with Jackie. British was wise enough to say, why didn't you just pull Angel to the side and discuss it with her? Why would you say something like that in front of Rock? And also, Jackie was asking very, very intimate questions. Do you want to get married? Wasn't it awkward at the gender reveal why they didn't give, he didn't really give you a ring is what we thought. Like, you're asking these questions, the husband's right, or Rock is right there, and you're making everybody uncomfortable. What you're doing is being nosy. You're not necessarily trying to help, and you're creating a problem that doesn't need to be there. That's what that is. But Jackie is very messy and she don't know how to mind her business. And British already told her when she tried to bring Lorenzo to the meat market with his dumb self and his mouth and his disrespectful rudeness and his pamper, probably mama's boy behind, do not interfere in people's relationship. But she clearly hasn't learned her lesson. Somebody got to teach her the hard way to stop interfering. Maybe people should go interfere in her marriage with Doug and see how she responds. If she would appreciate that somebody does it to her. I don't care if you've been married for 26 years or 20, 30 years or 40, 50 years. It does not matter. It does not matter. Mind your business. It's very simple. Then, now that Jackie's in the hot seat, like I said, she deflects. She goes, there's another issue we need to discuss. What about when Rock said this out of anger, that he was going to air you out, Duffy, so much so that your man, Iman, would leave you? Jackie knows that saying something like this is going to shift the attention from Duffy being mad at her to Duffy to now wanting to know the tea. So Duffy's like, well, I want to know what he said. And it's not even an issue. There was never an issue. Rock was just expressing himself out of anger when you gave him very bad news. That's all it is. But Jackie's going to ride with it because another mess, because now Duffy's now going to have an issue with Rockstar for making a comment that was his own personal opinion. And then Angel's going to have a problem with Duffy. And then Jackie's going to be in the corner talking about, I didn't do this. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I just wanted everybody to be happy. I just wanted to help someone. I've been married for 26 years and I felt like I had some wisdom to offer. They didn't ask me for it. I just gave it anyway. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm just being nice. So don't assassinate my character. That's how Jackie's going to behave. So Duffy tries to check the situation and basically admits to us that she's done a lot of hoe shit, which is okay, to each his own. I'm not judging you. Enjoy life to the fullest. Hopefully use protection and make sure you're keeping safe in general. From that goes for everybody, but I'm happy for you. And then that is essentially how that episode ended, with them being angry and now Jackie successfully deflecting the fact that she did something wrong and now putting it off on somebody else. And that's how the episode ends. So we get to see the next episode where now Duffy is not having a bone to pick with someone, and it just keeps going from there. But that was this episode, and I did not appreciate seeing Jackie the way she is. I thought she was moved. I thought she either moved or I thought that she became a better person, but it seems like she's still the same old Jackie. Messy, 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 then hide my hands. That's basically what she's doing. Anyway, let me know what y'all think below. I will be doing Real Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow. I'm a little bit too tired from work and everything, but this is Basketball Wives Season 10, Episode 5. You guys have a good rest of your evening. Bye.